Assalamu alaikum rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Auzu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Wassalatu wassalam ala khatimin nabiyyin nabiyana Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul 'uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. Rabbi zidni ilma. Rabbi zidni ilma. Rabbi zidni ilma. Okay, so inshallah, very quickly we'll recap what we learned in the last session and then continue our today's session, inshallah. So we started with ayat number 1. Auzu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, Wailul lil Mutafifeen. Woe to those who give less than due in measure and weight. Okay, so that's in bracket, measures and weight. When the Mutafifeen, the cheats, in such a situation, a customer cannot even come back and complain that he never got the exact right amount. So it's not about taking huge amounts unjustly, but it's about little amounts taken unjustly and unfairly. Wailul lil Mutafifeen, ultimate destruction, a horrible destruction for those who engage in this kind of tafif. Yeah, a profound declaration from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala against these criminals. The original word from where Mutafifeen has been derived is tafif, a word used for an inferior and a base thing in Arabic language. In vocabulary, tafif is used for giving short weight or short measure fraudulently. For the person acts thus while measuring or weighing and other aspects. Some of the ways in which cheating is manifested, we looked into, buying and selling. This is the, general, and many people think this is the only thing. Yeah, Mutafifin means only when you cheat in buying and selling, but it's not limited to buying and selling. It can be cheating in matters of marriage, cheating in sincere advice, nasiha, cheating in position of authority, cheating in exams, cheating in sports, cheating in relationships, cheating in jobs, and many other matters. Please remember this. Yeah. Whenever you are dealing with people, dealing with people, doesn't matter whether you are dealing with your own family members, your mother, your father, your wife, your brothers and sisters, your children, or your, having, a relationship with your neighbors, anybody, whatever you're doing in your job situation, wherever you are working, between your colleagues, between your boss, whatever type of, job you are doing on a day-to-day basis. If you cheat the other person, you are a muttafif. Okay, I think last time we have gone through each of these categories and looked into how these things can happen. Okay, inshallah, today also we'll deal with the subject matter a little bit more. Cheating and deception are despicable characteristic that does not befit a decent person and particularly a Muslim. Intentionally distorting the truth in order to mislead others contradicts the values of honesty, which requires an attitude of sincerity, straightforwardness, and fairness that leaves no room for cheating, lying, trickery, and deceit. See, one of the things I last time I missed is say you are working for a company, okay, a small company or a large company, whatever. Your boss will come and say that, look, we are going to deal with this customer and you have to tell some lies that we have got all these credits, A, B, C, D, everything. Or you say that, you talk a lot about your product and you exaggerate, the qualities of the project. And if you don't, then you are going to lose your job. No, it is your decision now. You see, it is in your hands. It is purely in your hands. You want to cheat the customer, you want to tell lies, you want to exaggerate, even the exaggeration, so, unnecessary, you are exaggerating the quality of the product or services, whatever it is, it's also mutafifin. So therefore, it is your decision. You want to please Allah or you want to please the boss. It's entirely up to you. You can decide. Many people they think if I don't do this, I'm going to lose my job. This is not true. This is not true. Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the one who provides our sustenance, not A, B, C, D. Nobody will do that. They do it as long as you are cheating for them, you are doing what they're asking you to do it, then they'll keep you. Otherwise, they'll just kick you out. But if you trust Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, maybe you will get less money, maybe you will get less name, whatever it is, but that income is halal. You're not cheating anyone. If you do good deeds, the end is also good. The reward is also very good. So there are many texts from the Quran Majid and the Sunnah of our beloved Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam conveying the meaning that cheating, whether the target be Muslim or not Muslim, is forbidden. So once again, last time we had a discussion that I myself I have heard here that people they cheat in the business and they say it's okay, you can cheat a non-Muslim. No, this is not allowed. Cheating is not allowed to anyone, whether they're believers, not believers, doesn't matter. Don't cheat in the business. Accepting the guidance of Islam leads a person to truthfulness, which means a person completely avoids cheating and backstabbing. Muslim society is based on purity of feeling, love, and sincerity towards every Muslim and fulfillment of promises to every member of the society. So once again, it doesn't matter whether they are believers, not believers, Muslims, non-Muslims, you have to treat everybody equally. Its members are endowed with piety, truthfulness, and faithfulness. Cheating and deception are alien characteristics in contrast to the noble character of a true Muslim. There is no room in it for swindlers, double-crossers, tricksters, or traitors. Islam views cheating and deception as heinous sins, a source of shame to the one guilty of committing them both in this world and in the next world. Inshallah, today we are going to start our lesson from ayat number 2. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in ayat number 2, Allazina izaktalu an-nasi yastawfun, who, when they take a measure from people, take in full. So let's go to the word for word translation first. The first part of the ayah, Allazina is aktalu. Allazina, those who, ismul mawsul. Yeah, ismul mawsul. You see, last time I have told you, so there are two types of ismul mawsul use. There is man and allazina. Please remember this. Yeah, man and allazina. Now, man means anyone, you know, with the context of the ayah in many other places, Allah has used the word man. That means anyone. But here, allazina means those who, very particular, those who is very particular. Yeah, that's why it is al and lazina. Yeah, al lazina. That means those who particular, those who are cheating, those who are doing iktalu. So Allah is very particular about this group of people. That's why Allah is using the word al-lazina, those who, ismul mawsul, relative pronoun. Iza is when. Yeah, Iza is when, zarful zama, time adverb. Iktalu, they take a measure. Yeah, we'll discuss about this verb. Iktalu, inshallah, fail, madin. Now, please also remember, when Allah is using the word Iza, this phrase or this ayah, it become jumla shartiya. There is a shart. Yeah, there is a shart. Shart means condition. So what is the condition? When they take a measure, when and then. This is very important in the Quran Majid, that when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala talks about when, yet then also will come. Yeah. When you do this, this is the reaction. When you do good deed, you will be rewarded. When you do bad deed, you will be punished for that. So when and then. Yeah. So when you do that, that's the reaction. So you have to always remember. So this is Jumla Shartiya also. Sorry, Iktalu, they take the measurement. Yes, they take the measurement. And you see here, this is from the triliteral root. There are three root letters, Kaf, Ya, and Lam, Kail. Yeah, Iktalu. Yeah. So this is very, very important. Please remember this word, Kail. Yeah, Kail and Wazan. So these two, they're coming in weights and measures. Allah nasi yastawfun. Allah is preposition. Yeah, that is, from jar majroor construction, and an-nasi is the people, noun. So preposition and noun, jarun wa majrurun. The construction is jar majroor construction. Okay. Yastawfun, they take in full. Yeah. So imperative, imperfect verb, fail mudare. Okay. Now let's look at this ayah. Allazina izaktalu al-nasi yastawfun, who, when they take a measure from people, take in full. What does it mean? Meaning, such fraudulent sellers are being, hypocritical, because when it comes to receiving, they make sure to get their money's worth without any sort of cheating. You see, this is the mentality of the person, or mentality of the people. So when they are buying things from others, they want in full or maybe something extra. So even though they cheat others, they make sure that they are not cheated themselves. This is the mentality of that person. Yeah. So I am going to cheat, that's okay. But others cheating me, no, no, no. I'm not going to tolerate that, because I'm a very intelligent person. I'm very clever. So I make sure that I get something extra on top of that. We could extend the meaning today to contractors who are paid by the hour and purposely they waste time so that they can get more money, and this is a form of cheating. You see, if you've got some small job at home, yeah, whatever type of job, you call the contractor and the contractor will say, okay, my rate is 20 pounds per hour. And you think, that's reasonable. It's not very expensive. He is not charging 30 pounds. But ultimately what he is doing, he will open the box, whatever it is, electrical or heating or whatever, yeah, lighting, and he'll just keep on fiddling with that. You think he's working, but he's not working. And then he will make up some extra hours for that. And he will take the money for those hours also when he has not done any work. That's also cheating. That is a cheating, yeah, in the business. Or take, for example, somebody is paying services for advice. You hire a solicitor, or you hire a accountant or somebody, and the solicitor, it's sometimes very difficult to understand how they work. And finally, they'll send you a bill and they said that, I have put 20 hours of work. And what is the produce at the end? One page, one letter. And they say, for this one, I have spent 20 hours. Really? You have to think. Yeah. If they have really put that work, that's okay. They'll be rewarded, inshallah, in the dunya and hereafter also. If they are cheating, they are taking more money from you for what they have provided the service, then they are tafif. They are the cheats, mutafifeen. Allazina izaktalu alannas. Those who, when they measure from the people. Now let's understand this. The word is very important here. Iktalu. This word is very important. The root, as I have told you before, it is kaf, ya, and lam. Yeah, this is the tri-literal root. Yeah, kail, meaning they take a measure. That is from the word kaila, a measure or volume. Measure means, see, these days it's very difficult to explain. I had to explain because things has changed so fast. If I'll tell the children, in our childhood, or when back in India we were there, and when you buy the milk, they used to have a liter, certain type of measuring can, yeah, with a handle. And then he'll put the milk and he say, okay, this is half a liter, and he'll put into the container. But children have not seen that. These days, everything you get in either bottles or, plastic cans. So they print on that. This is 2 liter, this is 1 liter, half a liter, and you don't know whether it is exactly 500 ml or 498 ml. We don't know. Or is it 502 ml? We don't know. But we see the label and say, okay, this is half a liter, this is the price we pay, and we bring it. So that's why the word Kyle is so difficult these days to explain. And also Wazanu. No, in olden days, we had these balances. Yeah. Even now, if you go to some countries in the world, so they have got the balances. There are two pans, left and right. On one pan, they put the weights, 1 kilogram weight, and on the other side, they put the commodity. And you'll have a balance, and you see that there is a sort of pointer. The pointer should be in the middle, and then you say, oh, okay, that's fine. Yeah. But even then, they cheat with that. With the one of their fingers, they lift the balance, and they show you, yeah, this is the correct weight. How much they are cheating? 4 grams, 3 grams. What is the punishment for that? If a person understands the punishment for cheating for 2 grams, 4 grams, 4 milliliters is so severe. It is so severe. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala himself is declaring a war on him. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying this wail on them. There's a destruction. Wail is also a valley in Jahannam. So just imagine, this person will be put in the Jahannam, that part of the Jahannam, for this small mistake, small cheating. Why is Allah so angry with these people? What is the big deal? If somebody cheats with the 2 milliliter or 2 grams or 4 grams, what's the big deal? You see, Islam, particularly Islam, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has set a balance. Allah says, do not cheat each other. When it comes to the community level of crime, the punishment is very severe. If the crime is within the four walls, somebody has committed a crime on himself, whatever type of, he is doing, it's between him and Allah, because nobody is watching. So it's up to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah can catch him, Allah can leave him. But when the crime is done in the society and open in the society has accepted it as a norm, then the punishment is very severe. So therefore, the concept of society in Islam is very strong. You should not cheat anyone. You should not cheat yourself also. Many a times you might be cheating yourself, even though Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is watching. But if you cheat yourself, that's also not good. But if you cheat others, it's a bigger crime. Therefore, the punishment is always higher in the case you are doing something wrong with the other people. Doesn't matter who they are. They are your family members, outside the family, your community, outside the community, it doesn't matter. Okay, kaila is a measure. Now, this word iktalu, remember, I have said this before, the wordings in the Quran Majid are very, very, very precise. The word iktalu, this is from the bab iftala. Yeah, this is a verb from the group of mazid fi. Now we have not learned this, inshallah. We are going to learn mazid fi also. So what is mazid fi means? Extra letters added to the three root letters. Most of the verbs, I have explained this before. Yeah, these three letters are like 97% of the verbs in Arabic language. So they come from the three root letters. Yeah. So, we generally say, that's as a measure, we say fa kalima, ain kalima, and lam kalima, fa'ala. Yeah. Fa is the first one, ain is the second, lam is the third. Fa'ala. Yeah. These are the three root letters. Now, this bab, yeah, the bab iftala is formed by adding alif with a kasra, yeah, hamza with a kasra in the beginning, and a ta is added after the first radical, that is fa kalima. Doesn't matter, fa kalima. Here the fa kalima is kaf. So after kaf, there is a ta here. So iktalu, yeah, iktalu. Now in the meaning, it has a causative effect to make oneself do something. Iktalu, they made themselves take a conscious effort, action of measuring. Now you see, there is a deliberation there. Deliberately they're doing it. Consciously they're doing it. It's not like they say, all right, okay, put 2 onions extra. No. They want to make sure that you are going to get 2 onions extra. This person, he's a poor man. He gets from his garden or from his farm. So he has put up a small stall on your street, or selling on the card, and you buy onion or whatever, potatoes, whatever, tomatoes from him. And then he is saying, okay, this is 1 kilo. No, 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 no. Can you put one more? Can you put two more? And if he says, no, I can't, then they say, sorry, I'm not going to buy. Poor man, he want to sell it. He want to finish it so that next morning he can get some fresh, food product. But, if you refuse, then he has to give 1 onion extra, 1 tomato extra, or in the bigger cases, that's why I have put lots of dots here, that these days, I have told you in the last class also, in the first class also, I have mentioned this. There's a huge companies, huge, the supermarkets. Supermarkets don't buy things in 1 dozen or 2 dozen. They buy in bulk. Yeah. If they're buying carrots, they buy tons, not kgs, kilograms, they say buy in tons. And then they say, okay, how much is 1 ton? And the person may say, okay, 1,000 pounds. 1,000 pounds? No, 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 that's too much. I'll give you only 800. And the person who is growing this, the farmer, he must have spent nearly 800 pounds. What is he going to get? It's not, it's just a break even, no profit, no loss. And why is he working hard for that? You have to think, yeah, that if I do that, this person is going to die, because how long can he run the business without making profit? Think about it. On the reverse side, can you make a business by selling the same thing, for 80 pence? No, you won't. Because if you do that, you don't get profit. So therefore, there should be a balance, that the person who is growing the food, I'm just giving one example, he is growing the food, he should get some profit. So he can run his business, he can run his family, he has to pay for his people. And as a seller, so you should also have to make profit, because you have to pay the rent, you have to pay for your assistants, all the expenses are there. Make sure that there should be a balance, so both can survive. Yeah, both can survive. So this is very, very important in this dunya. Make sure you survive and the other people also happy. So you be happy and others happy. Just imagine, if you are not happy, others are happy, what kind of life you are living? Or if others are happy, if you are happy, others are not happy, that's also not a good situation. So we need to have a win-win situation. This is very important in business and other services also. It is a win-win situation. We need to try. Is it possible all the time? No, it is very difficult. It's not possible. It is very difficult. The more difficulty you face, the bigger the reward you get. If you make this as a norm and say, look, in this business, like for example, solicitors, yeah, they're known for that. What do they say? They cheat, they tell lies. Solicitors, they tell lies. And many Muslims, they don't take the job. Yeah, many Muslims deliberately, they don't go for the courses also to do the law, because they say, oh, in this I have to cheat, I have to tell lies. No, you don't need to. You don't need to. Do you think all the solicitors in this world, they are cheats, they are telling lies? No, some of them may not be. So therefore, if the business is so hard and you have entered into the business, then you got to be more careful, because our reward is with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala on the day of judgment. So you have to remember that first as a believer. Okay, read this ayah again. Yeah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, Allah zina izaktalu ala nas. Now I have highlighted the word Allah. Those who, when they measure upon the people. Yeah, Allah means upon or on or upon. Yeah, why Allah has used this word? Let's understand. Usually in such a sentence, the word min, from, is more suitable. So if you read like this, Allazina izaktalu minan nas. Those who, when measure from the people, that's perfectly okay. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you see, the precision in the language of the Quran is so important. We have to pay attention to every word. Instead of min, Allah has used the word Allah. Why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has used Allah? Why not min? Let's understand. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala saying Allah nasi, He subhanahu wa ta'ala is implying that these people actually bully or pressurize the seller into giving him the full amount accurately. Even if it weighs correctly, the Mutafif would want a bit more out of greed. You see, they are like upon, means they are pressurizing so much from the top. Yeah, as I told you the example of these, supermarkets. So they go to this farmer and say, look, I will buy all your produce, whatever you're producing, I'll take it. But the cost is very low. And this man may make a very, very, very meager, amount of profit, and he's barely surviving. How long can he survive for? You see, so this arm, you can say arm twisting. This arm twisting, Allah has used the word Allah because they are sitting up on their head. Literally, it's like sitting up on their head, sitting up on their body. There's so much pressure on them that if I don't sell it to this man who is taking 10 tons of my carrots, where am I going to sell these carrots? 10 tons. I can't take 10 tons to the market and sell it. It's not possible. Somehow this person, he will come and he will take all the carrots and he is giving money. Okay, that's fine. You just take it. And I will survive on very, very small profit of margin. So this is arm twisting. That's why Allah has used the word Allah instead of min. Okay. So this is common even in today's time where we might muscle our way or put pressure to get something extra out of a seller when they might not be possible for him. In Chinese there is a proverb. They said that if when you go and do the haggling in countries like India, China, Pakistan, we can go particularly in small shops. Yeah. And you say that, how much is this? Oh, 100 rupees. No, 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 I'll pay only 20. Then he'll say, okay, I'll give it to 80 rupees. Then you'll increase 5 rupees more. So this is the haggling. And the Chinese, they will say, if somebody can reduce it by 1, and he can give for 5 also. So that means, so 5 times you can, say that I am going to give you only this much. And, there's a big tough, haggling. And this happens in the big businesses also. It's not just, buying, 1 rupee something, or it can be for millions also. People, they do. And now the word has, instead of using the word haggling, what is the word they use? Negotiation. So they will bring top negotiators. They'll bring top negotiators. These negotiators, they're experts. And, they'll have very sharp tongue. They know how to talk. Yeah. They know how to, do the, twisting, arm twisting, and say that, no, 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 no. So they save lots in the business and save millions to the business, and they climb up the ladder. Why? Because they can do that. But these people, it's okay. It's a technique what they're doing. Sometimes it's good for the business also, but in extreme cases, they don't understand what is the effect on the seller. There are many, many, many farmers that are committing suicide all over the world. It's not just in England, it's not just in India, all over the world, because the farmers, they are really, really growing hard. Growing something is not easy. Please remember this. Manufacturing comparing to growing is easy. You put something in the machinery, from the other side, you get the things. It's not like that in the growing. Growing, you have to put water, you have to look after the crops every single day, morning till evening, or night also. You have to take care 24/7. Then after some time, the crops will come. Then you remove the crop and you prepare it and sell it. Now just imagine how hard it is, not just for you, for the whole family of the farmers. They have to really, really, really work hard. And then if they don't get some extra money for the survival, what is the point in them? And this is a big problem happening in Indian subcontinent. Many of the farmers, they're leaving their jobs. They're not farmers anymore. They go to the big cities and towns and they take up jobs in factories or other services. This is not very good. This is not very good. If everybody stops producing the thing from the ground, how are you going to eat? What are we going to eat? How are you going to survive? So you have to think in a bigger, at a macro level, not just micro level. This is why Islam is teaching Muslims that you're not just looking at the micro level, look at the macro level, the effect on the society. Remember the article last time what we saw? You have to look at the impact of these malpractices on the society as a whole. This is very, very important. If you ignore that, then at micro level, whatever is happening, it will happen. But at a macro level, the whole, the healthy fabric of the society will break down. This is our responsibility. As a believer, it is your responsibility and my responsibility to make sure that we need to have a healthy society. This is especially true when the seller is poor and in need to sell his commodity as soon as possible. Why I'm saying this? There are perishable goods. Like I told you, the carrots, the radishes, onions, whatever they are perishable goods. You can't keep it for a long time. If you don't sell it within 1 or 2 days, it's gone. So once they are gone, the farmer has got nothing. Yeah, everything is gone. It's like an ice cream seller, ice seller. If he can't sell the ice, in time, what will happen? It will become water. And then what? He has lost everything. It is necessary that deep down, in your conscience when you are being a mutafif by being unfair. Look, I'm not just talking about somebody. Let's consider you and me ourselves. Yeah, we also go and buy things. Sometimes we become so mean. When you buy a bunch of these coriander or something, and we want to reduce by 5p, 2p, 3p. No, just imagine. They are very poor people who are selling this. They are not very rich people. If Allah has given you enough money, don't negotiate with these poor people. Just leave them. If they're selling for some amount, just give that amount. Don't worry about that. Allah will give you more. If you are kind to those people, Allah will give you more. And don't try to pinch 1 penny, 2 penny from those people. They are very poor people. They are barely surviving. Just give them opportunity to survive, along with, us. Yastawfun from the word wafaya, paid in full, the wafaya, receiving in full. Yeah. So they are in fact given in full, but want more and more. Yeah. They want more and more. This is a human nature also. I'm not saying that, it's not in our, it is in our nature. Yeah. We look for bargains. We look to, go for, there's nothing wrong in that. But there should be a limit for that also. Make sure that, when you are doing this, be careful. Allah is watching us. Allazina izaktalu ala nasi yastawfun. So the ayah means those who, when they measure upon the people by pressurizing them, want more, more, and more. This nature, this is called greed. When people have greed, they will ask for more and more and more. They don't stop. This is a problem. They don't stop. In ayat number 3, now this is the other side. Yeah. On one side, when they are buyers, they want more and more and more. When they are sellers, who the mutafifeen, when they are sellers, what do they do? وَإِذَا قَالُهُمْ أَوْ وَزْنُهُمْ يُخْسِرُونَ. But if they give by measure or by weight to them, they cause loss. So let's look at the word for word analysis first. Wa is and, that is, but conjunction particle, wawul atifa, it is joining ayat number 2 and 3. Once again, this is a conditional sentence. This is a jumla shartiya. Iza is when. Time adverb, zarfu zaman. Kalu, they give measure. That means they are weighing and giving. Whom, to them, to the other people when they are giving. Yeah. So kalu is fail madin and whom is the damir mutasil attached pronoun. O is or. Yeah. That is harfu ataf conjunction particle. Wa wazanuhum. Yeah. O wazanuhum. Wazanu, they weigh. Yeah, fail madin, perfect word. Whom is for them. Yeah, pronoun, damir, muttasil, يقصرون, they give less. Imperfect word, fail mudare. You see, this is the quality. When they are buying, they want more. When they are selling, they want to give less. Let's look at the explanation of ayat number 3. وَإِذَا كَالُهُمْ أَوْ وَزْنُهُمْ يُخْسِرُونَ. But if they give by measure or by weight to them, they cause loss. Now, and when they measure or weigh items for their customers, they give them less than they are owed. So they make sure the other person is in loss. Now, sometimes, these people, I don't know how the mentality of these people it work, because I remember there was a seller near in our childhood, and if somebody is selling rice 1 kilogram for say 1 rupee, example, yeah, 1 rupee, and he was giving for 90 pence, and everybody was going to his shop, yeah, and he was making a lot of money from that. One day he was caught. What people found that he had a small magnet, and he had put underneath the pan, this metal pan, iron pan. And what he was doing, that pan, if you put it where the commodities are, it will weigh less commodity. That means instead of giving 1 kilogram of rice or onion or whatever it is, he was giving say 950 grams. So he was selling cheaply, but he was cheating there to make sure he was not giving for the full value. And because of that, he was making money and people were going to him because it was cheaper, 10 pence cheaper. You see, this is a big, big fraud. This is a cheating. This is a big fraud. They cheat them with it in some way. He gives with the feeling, I want to make sure I gave him less than he deserves. You see, this person, he is not doing, unintentional. No, no, no. He is doing this crime intentionally. This is why Allah has used the word iktalu. That means he has got conscience, not subconscious. He is conscious, very conscious, what he has done, where he has put the magnet, where he is doing the adjustment, where he is doing the adjustment in electronic monitoring system also. You got to be very careful. The meaning could also include those who take advantage of people's innocence and naivety and overcharge them. Yeah. For example, when a car mechanic invents problem in the car, just so you could overcharge you because he realizes you are ignorant about the mechanism or you are innocent. Yeah. Every person who drives the car, he doesn't know what is inside the car. Many people, they're not engineers, you know. So, they trust that person and they take the car to a mechanic. And the mechanic, will say that, look, oh, your oil is leaking, you have to replace, the gearbox, you have to do this. And the person who is very innocent, he doesn't know anything, and he trusts, you see, this is the betrayal of the trust is mutafif. So what he does, he cheats the person that this is what I have done to your car, and now instead of paying 50 pounds, you have to pay 200 pounds. And the person thinks maybe, he is right because he is the mechanic. And this happens in every business. This happens in every business. So you trust somebody. In the Indian subcontinent, when you go to a hospital these days, they are the worst people. They're like butchers. As soon as a patient comes, they're looking into the patients, what can we do? If they go for a small ailment, how much money he is going to give? That's not enough to run my hospital. I'm spending these mini hospitals these days, millions of rupees I have to spend every single day. What shall I do now? So they say that, no, see, we are going to do this. You have got another problem also. Can we sort out that also? You say, you're already there. Your body is open for operation. He said, we found something else. He said, all right, go ahead. and without doing anything, he'll just close it and say X amount of money. This is cheating. It's not just paying, it is in every act of society. Another example, when sellers do not deliver what they promise. No, this is a very common problem these days. You buy things online. Yeah, you buy things online. And many people, when the product comes to your door, it might be substandard. The quality is not very good. Now, if you put it back and send it back, it's legally, all the process, it takes a big hassle. Then people will say, it's okay, it's only £1, it's only £2. Okay, let's use it and throw it. And sometimes what do they do? Instead of sending next day delivery, they promise and send it after a week. And you are doing some work, you are in the middle of some job, and you have to wait for 1 week. So, these buyers are not happy, but the sellers are happy. They don't care. Cheating in every business, every service is not acceptable in Islam. They're causing loss to not just the one they are cheating, but to the society as a whole, because it eventually becomes the norm in the society. You see, now, you know, you want to become a lawyer, you have to tell lies. This is the notion. If you want to become a lawyer, you have to tell lies. Really? And they think it's okay. Yeah, you have to tell lies. This is the part of the job. This is the norm. This is a requirement that you have to tell lies. You are a salesman, you have to tell lies. Really? You have to think. The ayah in a normal Arabic sentence would be وَإِذَا kalu lahum or wazanu lahum. Lahum means for them. And when they give by the measure for them or by weight for them, they cause loss. But in this ayah, it is وَإِذَا kaluhum or wazanuhum. But if they give by means of weight to them, they cause a loss. Now, the word la is not there. From the lahum, for lahum, la is not there, whom is there? Yeah, for them. It implies there is some form of unnaturalness in the transaction, meaning it is not a fair transaction. This is due to their cheating nature. You see how precise the language of the Quran is. It's so beautiful. Why in one place Allah has put extra lam, or why He has removed one lam with a fatha? Why is such a deep meaning? This only comes when you understand the Quran Majid using the Tafseer, using the Tawil. Go and study various tafasir. Then you will understand the real meaning, what Quran is telling you and me to do, or you and me not to do. This is so important. Quran is not just for memorizing and just to show that I got a beautiful voice. No. Yeah, if you do it, it's okay. I'm saying it's okay, not good. It's okay. But the main purpose of the Quran Majid is to change our lives, implement the Quran in our lives. That is more important. But why are they like this? One of the reason is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is answering in Surah An-Nisa, ayat number 82. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, أَفَلَا يَتَدَبُّرُونَ الْقُرْآنَ. Do they not reflect deeply on the Quran? No, you have to understand. Allah has used the word yatadabburuna. This is come from the word tadabbur. When I start every lesson, I say tadabbur and tadabbur. We have to do as we go along. We have to do tadabbur. Now, tadabbur means to look deeply, carefully, something to see its reality from behind or from all angles. Because, dubur in Arabic language means, the bottom. Our bottom is also called dubur. Yeah. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says you have to look at from all the angles, understand, Not just look at the verbatim meaning, word for word meaning, and say that, yeah, I know Quran. No, that's not Quran. You have read the translation. Translation is just a translation. It's not equivalent. In order to go nearing to the words of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you have to look at very deeply into the word for word meaning, verbatim meaning, and the hidden philosophy. Then only you try to understand what exactly Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is asking us to do or not to do. These people act in this cheating way. So what is the root cause of them cheating? Why do they have the cheating personality without feeling uncomfortable doing it? In the next ayah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is going to answer. Yeah. So we'll see that inshallah when we go to the next ayah. Before that, let's continue with the ayah. At several places in the Quran Majid, giving of short measures and weight has been condemned, and measuring fully and weighing rightly has been stressed. This is very important. Please note, in these ayat, three terms have been emphasized. Number one, awfu, pay in full. Yeah, from the word wafa, awfu, pay in full. Kail, a measure, volume, and wazan is weight. Yeah. Let's look at first ayah. In Surah al Anam, ayat number 152, it has been enjoined. What Allah has enjoined? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, wa awful kaila wal mizana bil khisti, and give full measure and weight in justice. What that means? Injustice means if you are taking X amount of money, you have to give X amount of commodity or services. You have to have a balance, exact balance. Don't cheat anyone. In Surah al Isra, ayat number 35, it has been enjoined. For awful kaila, وإذا كلتم وزنوا بالقسطاس المستقيم. Give full measure when you measure and weight with even scales. That is the best way and best in the result. Yeah. So sometimes these days you cannot see the scales. They're all electronic these days. Yeah. But if somebody is cheating somewhere in the system, electronic system, we don't know. If they are, they're guilty of it. They will be punished for it. In Surah Al-Rahman, ayat number 9, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says it has been stressed. Allah has stressed. What Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَخِيمُ الْوَزَنَ بِالْخِسِّ وَلَا تُخْسِرُ الْمِيزَانِ, and establish weight in justice and do not make deficient in the balance. This is not just the physical balance, it can be a metaphorical. That means if you are providing the services, your agreement with the company or with another person. Now, please remember, whether the agreement is verbal or in writing. I'm on to work from 9 o'clock till 5 o'clock. I cannot say at 4:45, oh, I'm leaving now, because you are cheating 15 minutes. Okay, there is no legal agreement and nobody can do anything. You are a wonderful person, you are an amazing person. And what do you want to do? You want to use your position and say that, look, I'm going at 4:30. I don't care. I'll come tomorrow. Let's sort out the things. And the person who has hired you, he can't say anything because you are a wonderful person. You're generating a lot of money for him. And he says, all right. He's not happy, but he says, all right. But what you have done? It's a breach of your contract, breach of your verbal agreement. The people of Prophet Shoaib alayhi salam were punished for the reason that the evil of giving short measure and weight became widespread among them. And despite his alayhi salam's counsel and advice, they did not refrain from it. He said to so many times to the community, Finally, they said, look, first of all, they said, you have gone mad. And then they said that if you don't stop telling us, then we are going to kill you. So ultimately, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala had to punish the people of Prophet Shoaib alayhi salam. I'm not going into the detailed, story of, how these people were killed. The objective of these ayat is not merely to describe this trait of measuring less, but to bring out a certain features. That is, a person is very sensitive and vigilant that others should weigh and measure correctly for him and would never like any dishonesty in this matter. However, when this very person weighs and measures for others, he has no worry or concern of being dishonest. One of the things, I forgot to mention this. The big companies, banks, big companies, they will have top solicitors on their side. Yeah, top accountants on their sides. Why do they want? If you're running a big company, why do you want a solicitor? Because if they get caught, if they get caught, then they'll call the solicitor and say that, look, this is the problem. Now the HMRC, the government is against me, ED is against me, and now they're challenging me. What do you want me to do? Now he has to look for a solution to take this company out of that problem. And they are paid very highly. They're paid very highly. Accountants, those who can manipulate the account, what we say in technical terms, interpretation of the accounts. So they also do this. So be careful about this. Allah is not forbidding you to do any job. If the job is halal, to become a solicitor, to become a regulator, to become a accountant, it's nothing wrong in that. But do it with full honesty. That is very important. It is evident from this character of a person that he is not ignorant of the concept of justice and the fact that it must necessarily be administered. He knows full well that honesty should be observed in both cases at all costs. Moreover, he fully knows that he should not like for others what he does not like for himself. But when he becomes dishonest, in such cases, then he is, in fact, goes against his own nature by being overwhelmed by or with the selfishness. This is the root cause, the selfishness. I want to become rich. I want to become more rich. I want to become more rich. And unfortunately, when I look around, the world, what we are living in, if you are a highly educated person, doesn't matter in the dunya or deen, no respect for you. Believe me, there is absolutely no respect for you. Only a few people may respect you or maybe not. But if you're rich, everybody will respect you. Everybody will respect you. This is my observation. Maybe I'm wrong. This is happening. If you got muscle power, if you're rich, if you've got a big house, big car, big businesses, people will come and salute you day and night. If you're highly educated person in the dunya or deen, absolutely, people can hire you maybe for some time, but no respect. This, of course, is an open injustice and a very mean thing. It is evident from the discussion that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has placed a sense of balance for justice in a person to differentiate between oppression and justice. If, even after this awareness, he commits oppression, it is not because he is not able to distinguish between the two or because he is not aware whether oppression is in fact oppression. The real reason, as pointed out before, or above, is because he is so overwhelmed by some desires or emotions that he is unable to maintain a balance. That's the root cause. To elaborate the point discussed in these ayat, one can say that when a thief steals, this is just an example, something from someone's house, he would never want anyone to steal from his own house. True, isn't it? Similarly, a murderer who kills someone would never want someone to be after his life or that of his near ones. Similarly, an adulterer who violates the honor of a lady will never be happy if someone attacks the honor of his own ladies. Subhanallah. So what we'll do, we'll continue the subject matter, inshallah, this ayah, inshallah, in the next class, uh, and then stop here, inshallah. Wa akhiru dawana anil hamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Subhanallahi wa bihamdihi, subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika, nashhadu an la ilaha illa anta, nastaghfiruka wa natubu ilayk.